Okay. Sarah, where are we?
We're on a very steep mountain.
Yeah, we're on a mountain. And where's our car?
Down the mountain.
Yeah, and we couldn't get it up. It was so steep.
Make
Yeah,
it up here.
couldn't make it. The tires were just spinning, and
We need a Jeep.
yeah, we need a Jeep. So, but I wanted to come up here to start by seeing the Via Maris, because down there in the valley, you have that path. Remember where it starts? It's in the Delta of Egypt.
Okay.
And of course the Fertile Crescent goes up this way. It goes all the way up to Damascus and beyond and up Haran and then down towards Nineveh and then Babylon and Ur. And so this large crescent, and that's where countless armies, if you could stand right here over the centuries, you would have seen countless armies marching this way or marching that way. Yeah, this is, and that Via Maris, it goes up to Megiddo, and then this is the way to the sea that you pass this way, and then at the south of Mount Tabor, through the Jezreel Valley. When you get to the Sea of Galilee, it splits. You can go up either the left or the right, on the west or the east. You can go on the west side, right up by Capernaum, or you go on the east side, and they're both going to meet up at Damascus, and then go on down to the rest of the Fertile Crescent. So, but I also wanted to stress, whenever we come out of Nazareth, and we're not far from Nazareth right now, it's just a couple of miles right to our north. And so Jesus would see this site over and over, and Jesus had to walk up this mountain
Oh my goodness.
and down this mountain every time he went somewhere
Wow.
from Nazareth. So I think people need to understand that Jesus, every time I've seen a portrayal of Jesus in a movie or something,
It's very fit.
he ought to be someone who's in competition for muscles.
Oh yeah.
He was a carpenter. And a carpenter, just think about the work that you would do if you don't have the power tools we have today. Now, of course, some people say, well, a carpenter, that Greek word can be translated to stonemason also. Well, I studied that. I think he was a wood carpenter.
Okay.
There's a debate about it, but most scholars would argue that he is a wood carpenter, and that means you cut down the trees and then you have to saw them by hand. His muscles would have been big. If I'd flex right now, try to imitate Jesus, it would rip my shirt. I mean, I can't do that, but I'm thinking Jesus could.
Yeah, probably.
And of course, his leg muscles, just imagine it.
Yeah.
And then you walk down to the Sea of Galilee and all the way down the Jordan River to go to Jerusalem. They had to do 3 times a year, every man, for the festivals. And then you go up from Jericho. Think about Jericho. It's located top of the Dead Sea. And the Dead Sea is 1,300 feet below sea level.
Oh wow.
Then Jerusalem is 2,500 feet above sea level.
Oh wow. So
And
yeah.
yeah, all that way, you're gonna see it later. It's an uphill walk the entire way.
Yeah.
So you have to be a man's man. In today's world, you'd be a man's man. And Jesus was that man. He was tough. So there is Tabor, Mount Tabor. And of course, Tabor's so easy to identify. It's just a perfectly round hump there. Very smooth.
nice.
Yeah. And of course, Nain is just there on the south side of Tabor. So we know when Jesus raised the widow of Nain's son, where was that? We know it's right over there. So in this location, you get a feel for what Jesus experienced. You think he had pine trees around? Well, these are pine trees.
I guess so. Yeah. They're still here. Yeah.
Yeah, he had pine trees because we are on a hill. It's a mountain. And to go up to Nazareth, you remember the passage where it says it said the synagogue, there were many healed in the days of, Elisha and so forth. And it upset them so that they wanted to kill him. And they were going to throw him over the cliff
Oh man.
because Nazareth is on a hill. And so that could very much happen. He walked right through and it was okay, but you can see the location way above the valley floor. So, yeah.
Stay fit. Gotta stay fit.
Yeah. So, Elijah?
Well, they both healed. I don't know what
But-
it says in that passage.
That's the question. Let me just say the word Elijah. You can dub it in if I got it wrong.
All right.
Elijah. Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah. Okay. One of those would work.
Sarah's like, huh?
Okay.